As your healthcare consultant here, let's talk about why I got into leadership, why I got into management, because I think it's important. For me, I got into management after working as a licensed practical nurse and seeing that there was a need for change. See, I was a floor nurse and I was working at a nursing home in Detroit, and one of my early interactions with the manager was me working on the floor my very first day off orientation and getting 2 admissions, and my nurse manager saying, "Hey, call me if you need me," as she walked out the door. Now, in that moment, I was a brand new nurse, right? I was just off orientation, first day. I needed you then. That is when I needed her, and she walked out of that door. So I vowed to never do that to any new nurses, and I vowed that I would, as long as I'm working, help curb that for new nurses coming in, because it was a scary time. At that time, one of my new admissions was also my first death. So my first admission that I'm talking about was a hospice patient, and they literally brought him down the hall. They really shouldn't have admitted this patient, but brought him down the hall, and on the gurney, I took some vitals. Blood pressure was very faint. I'm sweating, I'm crying, but as they go to lift him up, mid-air, you literally hear him take his last breath, and they set him down in the bed, and he was gone. Now, as a 21-year-old who's a brand new nurse, brand new licensed practical nurse, that was the scariest thing in my life. And EMS literally looks at me and said, "He's in the bed now, he's yours." And they left. So I had to physically do an admission on a person who was deceased, only to turn around and do a discharge on a person who was deceased, all in one day. And it was at that moment, as I stated, right, I'm going through this, I'm mixed with a ball of emotions. I'm like, look, I gotta do something. I gotta help other people. So it was my mission from that point to start to take on leadership roles. And that's what I did. I started to take on small little leadership roles, and I was able to transition into my first leadership role, which was a director of quality assurance for a home care company based out in Novi, Michigan. So shout out to that company that gave me an opportunity, and I'll talk about them in another video, but that was my first leadership role. I was a director of quality assurance for a home care company and an assistant director of nursing, and I did that as an LPN. So to everybody to say you can't move up, you can't do anything in leadership as an LPN, I did it, and I got more stories to share with you.